Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us during our live event today on College Essay Writing 101. We had a little bit of technical difficulties the first go around, so sorry about that, but I'm excited to have you guys here today. I'm Connor Blay with internationalstudent.com, and as you can imagine, we communicate with a lot of international students from all corners of the globe on a daily basis. And one of the top questions we're frequently asked about is, how do I write a great essay? As part of the standard curriculum in the United States, most degree programs will have a steady stream of essays to be written. This means that before you study in the United States, it's a good idea to get familiar with how to write an essay. In this live event, we're going to give you 7 tips on writing an essay that gets to the core of Essay Writing 101. Using these 7 steps as you write your essay can eliminate some of the stress of writing your first word. First on the list, we have read and understand the prompt. If you're not sure what you're being asked to write about, chances are you won't do a good job writing about it. Your essay prompt might ask you to explain a process or idea, or it might be a very open-ended question that will allow you to get creative. Always remember to read your prompt carefully and thoroughly. If you don't understand what you're writing about the first time, then read the prompt again. It's a good idea to underline key words and phrases in the prompt that will help you answer it. Second on our list is plan. Coming up with a plan of action is always a good idea, including in essay writing. You might be wondering if planning out your essay will limit you or restrict your creativity. The answer to this is quite the opposite. To plot out your essay, set aside time to brainstorm. During this brainstorm session, write down anything that comes to your mind that might be relevant to your writing, even items that sound silly. Once all of your ideas are on paper, you can then organize them by making a web. Let me show you an example. If during a brainstorming session for an essay about a time you had to overcome an obstacle, you write down the following items: travel, becoming an international student, making new friends, yoga, feeling lonely, financial constraints, language barriers, language class, watching Seinfeld, CPT. It all just seems like a mess of words, I know. However, once you put a bit of perspective on it, it begins to develop a story. So you can see this web. In the center, we have becoming an international student. And you can see there that you have the core topic, you becoming an international student. So the challenges that you faced in the first ring, feeling lonely and stressed, financial constraints, language barriers, and then a few ways you were able to work through these challenges in the second ring. Making new friends, practicing yoga, participating in a CPT, watching Seinfeld, going to language class and enjoying your love for travel. At first, the topic was overwhelming, and initially it can be difficult to see the clear-cut challenges and solutions, but breaking down small items can help piece together a story. Third on the list is use insight sources. In the United States, it's of great importance that you do not plagiarize. Plagiarism is taking someone else's work and passing it off as your own. Whether you pay for it, take it from a friend, or take it from the internet. There are very strict repercussions at colleges and universities if you are found plagiarizing. If you're using data or information from another source, make sure to use quotes or paraphrase, and make sure you share where you found your information. The top 3 citation styles that you're likely to use in college essays are MLA, APA, and Chicago. Each one of these unique styles are used for different subject areas. Your professor or instructor will specify which to use in your essay. Fourth on our list is write a draft. Unfortunately, your professor won't accept a piece of paper with a web on it, so you need to be sure not to turn in your web as your first draft. Don't worry yet. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece at this point, just a first draft, which means you're in luck. It can be rough, as long as you have plans to improve it in your second draft. Ernest Hemingway, one of the best writers to ever live, arguably, once said, The first draft of anything is crap. So while the truth behind this statement is debatable, drafts are always a good place to get any of your rough ideas out of the way and are often required by professors and instructors. Fifth on our list is make a strong thesis. The thesis statement is the main argument or point of your entire essay. After you write your first draft, your thesis should be crystal clear. But if it's not, your second draft will require you to make changes that ensure your thesis is strong. So we're going to open the floor for questions after tip 7. If you have any questions, send them in now. Any questions you guys have about writing essays, I'm happy to help you out. So our 6th tip is to respond to the prompt. The prompt, after you've brainstormed and turned that essay into a web, and then written your first draft and established your thesis statement, next you're able to clean up your first draft and make it shine. One key item here is to make sure your essay answers the prompt. And that means every part of the prompt, because there could be multiple parts to a prompt. Our 7th and last tip is to proofread. You've put a lot of hard work up until this point, so it's time to give it one last cleanup. Just give it a read through. If you notice anything, cross it out, change it. I like to personally read my essays and anything that I write out loud to myself, because once you're hearing it, you can kind of notice any errors that you've made. If English is your second language, we also recommend taking your essay to your writing center for another set of eyes before you turn it in. At this point, you have created an essay, and you should feel good about the hard work, planning, and creativity you've put into these 7 steps. So we have a few minutes left in our live event on essay writing. I want to open the floor. What questions do you all have about writing an essay? Hello. I'm doing well. I hope you guys are doing well too. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the comments section. I'll do my best to answer. And it's also a good idea, I might add, if you have a friend that can read your essay, it's a good idea to have that friend proofread it for you. You don't always have to take it to a professional, though that is a good idea. If you are not the best essay writer, it is a good idea to get feedback from a professional or a friend of yours that you trust. Hello, Joseph. Hello, ODX Superior. All right, if we don't have any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, but it's been a pleasure. If you want to learn more about essay writing, you can visit our Essay Writing Center. You can find that on internationalstudent.com. And that's under the resources section of the navigation bar. We've got some great tips on there as well, and it'll show you exactly the kind of structure that you will use in some of your essays. All right. You want to study in Canada? Okay, Joseph, I'll send you a message when I sign off here. I want to keep this about essay writing, so if you guys have any questions about that specifically, I'd love to hear from you. Another tip that I might add on at the end here is transitions. Transitions can really elevate your essay using transitions such as first, next, then. They might be overused a little bit, but it can go a long way. For example, if I were writing a sentence, I might put in however in the middle as a transition, or start off a sentence with however, comma, or therefore, comma. Those are transitions, and they really elevate your writing. Okay, so if there are no questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this live event. Thank you all for joining us. It's going to be up on our Facebook and YouTube channel if you want to watch again or share with your friends. I enjoyed talking to you guys, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.